episode of Dolce Vita, enjoy the latest culinary creations of celebrity chef Agustin Balbi. Check out how designers infused feng shui elements into fashion accessory designs. Appreciate shoes that are known to be jewelry pieces for the feet. And sit down with Joanna Chu Liao and discover her world of fashion.
Though people all have different pursuits in life, I think there's one thing that most people will find important, and that is food. You know what they say, good food, good mood. For me, a quality life consists of the perpetual chase for delicious food.
Well, one thing I've learned from being on this program is that food is much more than what it seems on the surface. It's actually a very powerful vehicle for storytelling and also a portal into culture. It's linked with memory and emotion as well. So personally, I have a lot of respect for food and people who prepare it.
The chef is a bridge between nature and guest. So connecting the best ingredients that nature has and connecting to the guests. So this is our philosophy and how we think as our role. That una y otra vez, like over and over again, is, for example, this dish is about quality and freshness. So it's only 2 ingredients. You have tomato of the best quality. It comes from a farm, only been growing tomatoes for over 40 years. We pair it with strawberry. Because actually tomato, people think it's a vegetable, but actually tomato is a fruit. So we pair it with another fruit, which is a strawberry. The freshness, it will make people feel very fresh. So this is our perfect example of how a chef is a bridge between the best produce in nature and bring it to the guest. I'm from Argentina. So I left Argentina and went to learn in Japan about fish, which in Argentina is famous for meat. So this dish is a little bit about that. It's raw fish, so sashimi. So it's representing one of the 5 techniques of Japanese cooking, that is cutting. But all the flavor and all the sauces, they are not Japanese at all. So you may recognize some Japanese techniques, but the flavors are completely our style.
I love how beautifully this seasonal sashimi is presented, all in these little honeycomb dishes. From scallops to hirame to samagare to amaebi to maguro, each sashimi platter is seasoned differently, spoiling you with a mixture of flavors.
Now the tomatoes and strawberries I'm having, they are imported from Japan. Taste-wise, very sweet, very fresh. Now, because the concept of this dish is to minimize food waste, so the chef also used the tips of strawberries and the tips of tomatoes to create the soup base. Very refreshing, and did I mention it's got a beautiful name too? It's called una y otra vez. In Spanish, it means over and over again. It's an effort to say the name, but definitely not an effort to eat it.
When you come to this kind of restaurant, you expect a little bit more than just cooking, than just eating. You expect almost like going to a theater. And that's what we want to represent. So every dish has a story. In this case, the half world or medio mundo is a story about fish. It's a story about how I connect with my father. So we will go together to fish. Medio mundo is the name of a net. So that's the shape of the net that we use to fish together. When my break in the summer school, we will spend a great time the whole afternoon fishing. So it's today that when I see a big fish, the first thing I think is about the time we have together fishing. That's why we put the name like this to a fish dish. Sin Lola is a very important dish for us, since it's a very personal connected to me. It's a dish that my grandmother used to make for me when I was a kid. So that's a little bit connection to my family and emotions. And it's a dish that gives a lot of generosity and a lot of comfort. When you eat it, it's very comfortable, it's very home cooking. And it's the only dish in the whole menu that we will always ask people if they want more. Because we want to represent really the spirit of like you are in your house with your grandmother and you eat and you want more and they will give you more. It's all the sense of generosity.
I think this rice dish is very unique. It's like a soupy rice, very comforting, and the essence really lies in the broth. Made with clam dashi, it's packed with umami flavors.
You know, for a dish that looks so delicate and light, it's actually very rich in flavor. You know what I'll call it? I'll call it comfort and satisfaction. in a bowl.
The dessert is called We Both Love It. And again, it's a little story related to my grandmother, because she had a lemon tree that was very beautiful. And she loved to take care of this tree. But when she go to sleep the siesta, I love to destroy the tree. So I will practice my football skills with a tree. So we both love it, but in different ways. So she loved to take care of the tree, and I love to destroy the tree. That's why the dessert from outside is very beautiful, but your job as a guest is to destroy it. That's how it comes together.
Marcus, isn't this dessert so delicate looking? There's this gorgeous wagashi filled with coffee mousse and a whiskey jelly in the center.
I know, Joyce, but you just can't go by the look. You have to taste it.
Food is not just a good channel to explore foreign culture, but it's also a way to discover more about the chef's life stories. So next time, when you come across some delicious dishes, apart from checking out the recipe, why not learn the story behind it too?
The jewelry you choose to wear can either complement your look or make you look way overdressed. For me, less really is more, as I think that jewelry should be the finishing touches to your outfit, and if you wear too much, it distracts from your overall look. So I think that a jewelry with a simple design is really pretty, and it's not necessarily boring. Rather, I think that the story behind the creation, the materials used, really brings out a much greater message.
Any jewelry that has precious metals such as gold or silver are defined as luxury jewelry. And then also any jewelry have a general gemstone such as like diamonds or rubies are also defined as luxury jewelry. Another factor to define luxury jewelry will be its emotional worth to you. For example, whether it has been passed through generations or it has been given to you by your loved one. So these are values that define a different level of luxury as well. It's pretty important to choose a style that you enjoy and like. Maybe some people prefer a simple styles or some people prefer a more extravagant styles. So it's all about your own preference, but we all believe that we have our own stunning features. So maybe pandemic it's suitable for people who have a more delicate necklines, or rings are more suitable for like people who have a more natural skins. So basically it's all your own preferences. When choosing jewelry, it's pretty important to consider the spiritual components of aura and energy. So basically because we believe that every jewelry has its own energy in the shape or color. For example, if you are under the sign of fire elements, it's crucial to wear some jewelry with water bases or in streamlined shape to balance your fire energy. 5 Chinese harmony elements has been added through the shapes and colors. For example, you can see the circular gold and the curving water shape, and also the pure obsidian has been added in the back by under the purifications of our feng shui masters. Our designers has thinking to create more spacious ideas by adding more height in the geometric patterns. So we also add in some architectural concepts into the design. For the jewelry trend, actually I think people now are seeking more joy or peace. Maybe because of the current pandemic, people now are facing more negative emotions and they would like to strive for a more balanced emotions. So besides physical attractiveness, they are striving for a more harmonious inner beauty. So I think jewelry should also contain more inner beauty. For example, they should have involved more deeper connotation in it.
Jewelry always combines sophisticated craftsmanship, noble materials, and precious stones. This time, the designer also incorporated modern architectural elements and spatial geometric patterns, resulting in a subtle and unique look. It also makes it look very exquisite, something you can wear out with confidence.
After the break, check out footwear that is stylish and classy. And chat with socialite fashion designer Joanna Chu Liao.
as I was talking earlier about extending the life of a typical fashion product, this is something that will last. And we want to be able to preserve the emotional value as well as the monetary value of the object. That isn't necessarily confined to a traditional luxury or fashion item. That is of the moment. That is very much of the moment, and then next season is probably not very relevant.
So I do know that you said the legacy buckles are very unique. Can you tell us about the production process behind it? How long does it take to create one?
Because they're all entirely handmade.
Oh, okay.
Is astonishing. It's actually very magical because it has over 30 layers on the surface of the gem buckle.
Wow.
So it's layer upon layer by hand, silkscreen ink, gold leaf, lacquer, repeat. So that process can take up to 30 days. So it's very much a labor of love.
I see. And I know that you provide a bespoke experience here. So when, say, a customer walks in, what makes you different from a traditional, made-to-order shoe services?
With the bespoke experience, the customer can come in and individually select the shoe and individually select the buckle.
Okay.
And then they can, with their own creativity and their own liking, create their own combination. So that is very much unique, and we have reimagined and also somewhat reinvented the whole process of buying a pair of shoes, even buying a handbag or an accessory, because with the gem, one can come in and just buy the gem. So that itself is very innovative.
And it's almost like they get to design it themselves, so they're
Absolutely.
part of the whole experience.
Because there are just countless combinations.
I can imagine someone having a great experience, deciding on how to match their shoes, their bag, and bringing in their girlfriends as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, what do you think makes a good pair of shoes? What do you look for in a pair of good shoes?
Well, I mean, ultimately, it depends on the wearer. The wearer, it has to feel comfortable, it has to fit. And it's not the shoe wearing the woman, it's the woman wearing the shoe. And as I was saying earlier, it's not just about how it looks, it's also about how it makes the woman feel. I think it has to really suit the wearer.
Now, speaking of styles, what styles do you think are going to be trending in the next few years?
Well, for us, honestly, my frank answer is I have absolutely no idea. We want our creations to last, and we want the value to last. Go down to the bare bones of when it comes to creative or imagination, is what is it that we stand for? It's not just for the sake of the herd effect, that someone else has it, then we need to have it.
Well, thank you for sharing with us today, Bertrand.
Welcome. Lovely to have you.
Footwear has a lot more to do with identity and expression than just function. Not only do they make a statement, but they add function to fashion. So from a pair of really elegant high heels to a pair of comfortable flats, shoes have the ability to transform a wearer physically, emotionally, and aesthetically. So next time you're choosing your outfit of the day, don't forget, don't neglect your shoes.
I love fashion because it's very creative. It allows me to be able to create from scratch something into something tangible. Also, I love fashion because it's never boring. It's always changing. It's a reflection of history. Last but not least, I think I love fashion because it has the magical power to make people, especially women, beautiful and look confident in themselves.
Growing up in a family that runs a garment business, Joanna Chu Liao was exposed to fashion early in life. The experience of working with talents from around the world inspired Joanna to create fashion that blends both the Oriental and Western culture, delivering a new style of women's clothing.
Why did you decide to start a business in the fashion industry?
I think it's all a matter of fate. I was born into the garment industry family. So, I've always been exposed to fashion. With my parents so busy, I always stay at home when I have time to sketch and make clothes for my dolls. And that was really exciting for me when I was a kid. So I always have this dream to become the designers, like those European designers that I met when they visit us. And then there was an opportunity by a trading company in Japan. They saw my design and they decided to invest in us. And that's how I started my own brand.
So what would you say is your design philosophy?
For me, fashion is like wearable art.
Yeah.
I don't believe in overwhelming design because I believe my design should be an instrument for a woman to express her own character. I do not want to drown the woman's character in my design. What I like to make in our collection is some stable pieces that people can run on from season to season. Bring it forward next season. Update it. Yeah, update it with something new. And I always have this saying, something old, something new becomes something wonderful.
What kind of techniques and fabrics or patterns do you use in your design?
I like clothes that are three-dimensional. So even when hanging, it looks like there's someone wearing it. I love beading and embroidery, traditional ones. So what I do is I translate the beading and embroidery and put it, preciously on the garment.
So what kind of difficulties did you come across starting your own brand in Hong Kong?
Hong Kong has been a manufacturing city, but it's not famous for originality. It's not famous for its own designs. So I think we need to produce high-quality design and also high-quality garments to show people we are original. We do have our own handwriting and the ability to create our own designs.
If you had to pick a few pieces for me, what would they be?
The dress you're wearing, I like this dress because it's a little bit vintage feeling. It has like a little bit Victorian collar, and I love the sleeve because it's a handkerchief sleeve that we cut from the border of the lace. One of my favorite jackets for the season is the 2-in-1 jacket that we have. Outside is a very thin jacket with a very interesting hem, so it has the folding at the hem. And inside is a perforated gilet fabric with a lot of the perforation for something fancier. So I have like a wool silk gray boyfriend jacket. So you can wear that with a pair of navy blue pants for office. If you need to go out for an evening, you can just put that boyfriend jacket, still the same jacket on, and it will look, you will be ready for any black tie event.
So where do you see the future of your brand?
I hope to be able to promote more of a lifestyle. We will be able to bring a positive energy, confidence for the customers who wear them. And also, we constantly want to introduce to our customers what we have come in contact with. So we want to do more of a lifestyle. And also, I would hope one day I would be able to set up a manufacturing facility in Hong Kong to train up a lot of the people who are out of jobs. So I think it's an industry that is worth redeveloping in Hong Kong. That would make the clothes a lot more meaningful and the collection a lot more beautiful.
Ephemeral is a word that is commonly used to describe the fashion industry. But after talking to Joanna, I've realized that running a fashion business is anything but ephemeral. Besides having a passion for fashion and an instinct for trend, what you need is to be constantly creative and enterprising. Success requires hard work and determination.
That's all the time we have for this week's episode. If you've enjoyed what we've introduced and want to find out more, simply check out our website. In the coming weeks, sit back and take pleasure in gourmet food from around the world. Explore ways to look gorgeous. Keep up with the latest trend and connect with inspiring people from different backgrounds. Be sure to tune in again next time.